Okay, welcome. Welcome to our Thursday midday event, New Year, New You. And this is becoming one of my favorite events because it's in the middle of the day where I've been able to leisurely drop my daughter off at school and go to the gym, do a bit of housework, whatever chores need to be done, and get into some work and get into the day, which is exciting. So I'm really super excited to share this opportunity with you. I get to do this alongside some of my really close friends, which you'll hear from shortly as well. And, this opportunity certainly was an absolute life changer for me. I'm now able to work from home and wrap this around the most important things to me, which for me personally is my family. So it could be all different things for you. So I just hope that you, listen in for the net. We'll try and keep it short today. Acknowledging is in the middle of the day. We are all busy women, and just to see what it could be for you and what's the most important things for you. It could be travel, just start dreaming again, to start opening up that brainwave, whether it's just travel, working from anywhere, working from home, whether you're not liking your job, whether you'd love to stay at home with the kids. This opportunity can be for anyone. So enjoy a short presentation anyway. But for all of you who don't know me, my name is Tennille. And if you are on Zoom at the moment, you've got a gallery view up the top there if you'd like to see everyone's faces. And I will change it across to speaker view. I've just crossed to, in my video. There we go. Cool. I'm still learning. I'm not very cool with the internet. Anyway, so I'd love to share with you an amazing product that made absolute sense to me. So I'm a raw food nutritionist, and when this come across to a recommendation to me from my chiropractor, it just ticked every single box. It was literally fruit, vegetables, and berries in a vegan capsule. So here we are, and we've got over 30 fruit, vegetables, and berries. And for me, the reason why it ticked all boxes, I have very high values and beliefs on whole foods and what goes into your body. So I have a strong belief, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food, Hippocrates quote. And I also believe and know that the body has got the innate intelligence and ability to heal given the right tools. So I was really excited when I come across this. I'm like, oh my gosh, at the moment, we're not getting healthier as a nation. We're getting sicker as a nation. As I've been able to talk with people and clients and things like that, not everyone is getting that minimum 2 fruit, 5 veg every single day, and that's the minimum. So there was a study done in 2016 in Australia that only 2% of Australians are actually getting that 2 fruit, 5 veg, which is really sad. That means there's 1% of our children are only getting that. So here you're able to flood your body with fruit, vegetables, and berries in the vegan capsule every single day, and able to get the body to thrive on the full entire color of rainbow, and that's what we need. And so what happened is when I was introduced to this, I picked up basically the back of the bottle and went, okay, so in the fruit, this is the fruit blend. We've got grape, raspberry, bilberry, blueberry, cranberry. No, that's the berry one. My huge apologies. I've mixed the lids. I'm thinking that's not fruit. The fruit one we've got, that was the berry one. The fruit one, we've got apple, pineapple, peach, prune, orange, cranberry, papaya, beet, acerola, cherry, and date. How cool is that for a fruit, and be able to put that in a vegan capsule? And then the veggie one, the green one, carrot, cabbage, kale, rice bran, broccoli, beet, tomato, garlic, parsley, spinach, oat bran. How awesome is that to get that in a capsule? In a vegan capsule, which is most important. And these are really cool design lids as well to keep that oxidative stress out there. They're quick to open. The reason they are in the vegan capsule is just, if it wasn't a powder, you'd be oxidizing every single time you open that. Where it's in a vegan capsule, it's really super, super cool and super easy. Make sure you put the lids on properly. And so that's our capsules. And we've got, so many people who've had amazing results in these. So it is in 35 peer-reviewed medical journals. And, some of these journals come up with, it supports dental health, supports heart health, supports a healthy immune system, protects DNA, How awesome is that? Especially when we've got people coming off, you know, different drugs for cancer and things like that. Reducing oxidative stress, an amazing thing, especially for athletes and people who work out all the time. And then most importantly, reducing inflammation in the body. And this was my huge thing for me. I've got, you know, quite a bad lower back with a few discs that put out from my PT days. And after 6 weeks of taking it, I noticed a huge decrease in inflammation in my back. It wasn't as horrible to wake up in the morning, and mobility and things like that. So that was massive. What I do love about the Juice Plus company and products is they give for free to our children these amazing chewables. They're fruit and veg chewables. They're exactly the same whole food powder. They just mix it with tapioca syrup to make it palatable and chewy for the kids. So for every order of the, you know, an adult order, you get these for free. That's 17 fruit and veg in a chewable. So, you know, when you go to Woolies or Coles, they've got the free fruit out the front there, which is great. We're giving 17. Now, my add to this is non-GM, herbicide-free and pesticide-free. Again, that was a massive thing for me to look into when I looked at the products, and just gave it a massive tick. You know, there's not too many, you couldn't even go to Boost, for example, and say, hey, can I grab all these ingredients and in a Boost and make it sure it's non-GM, herbicide-free, pesticide-free. Also, you'd be paying a lot for it, and you wouldn't be able to get it as well. The other thing I love is that, you know, as a nation, we are overfed and undernourished. We're just, you know, giving our foods, our bodies food just because we're hungry and not thinking about it. We're not nourishing our body with the right things. So Juice Plus has been really smart and come up with these really cool whole food sachets that are really cool. You can make healthy upgrades for breakfasts or in the afternoon in between that, you know, before dinner time and you're getting a little bit hungry. You can, you know, make up a really cool smoothie, be really inventive with it as well. We love making all different flavors. We have an amazing online wellness program. We've got great free whole list of recipes and things like that. You can make fun with these. But these, you know, ingredients in here are like pumpkin powder, pomegranate powder, pea protein, yucca powder, mushroom, spirulina. So how cool is it to be able to put one of these together in a smoothie and, you know, to be able to give it to one of your kids before they go to sports or dancing, or even in the breakfast, you have a breakfast eater as well. You know, it's awesome to be able to give your kids, and also us, you know, flood your body with stuff. You know, this morning I was rushing out the door, you know, taking my daughter to school. Make sure we get there on time, and, you know, frozen banana, handful of spinach, couple of berries, one of these, and I know that she's got a really cool start today, and same for myself. So, you know, this product can be for anyone, suitable for anyone. What gave it a massive tick for me is it's amazing for pregnancy and breastfeeding. If someone can take a product that in pregnancy and breastfeeding and is suitable for it, and encouraged to take it amongst, you know, instead of other things, massive tick, because that's a stage of life where, you know, people say you can't take this, you can't take that. With Juice Plus, is highly recommended, you know, with folic acid and all this sort of stuff. It's an amazing product to be able to help with pregnancy, most being because it's bioavailable. So enough of the, you know, there's so much stuff that I could tell you, but what the important thing is that it really comes to life with sharing some stories. And I'd love to come across to one of a very good friend, Angie, and she's going to share her story of how life was before Juice Plus and after Juice Plus. Thanks, Angie.
Hi, how are you? I'm Angie. When I was introduced to Juice Plus last year, I was a busy working mum of 3 kids. And I was constantly tired. I was just struggled to get out of bed when the alarm clock went off and couldn't wait to go back to bed. And I thought I ate fairly well. I tried to eat my fruit and veggies and stay away from sugar and things like that, but it just wasn't enough. So when I was introduced to Juice Plus, it made sense to me. So I gave it a try, and I couldn't believe within a couple of weeks, I had so much energy. I was awake before the alarm clock, and not waking up with that horrible fog of, oh no, here we go again. Just mentally alert, alive, full of energy. And first of all, my daughter noticed me getting up early in the morning, and she was running her own business, burning the candle at both ends, and she was always tired too. So she was like, hey, whatever you're on, I want to try some of that. So she tried it as well, and all of a sudden we're meeting in the kitchen at 6 o'clock in the morning going, wow, this is just unreal, what's going on? So then I heard about the whole food sachets as well, and I thought, well, if I feel this good just on the capsules, I really want to try them too. So I tried the whole food sachets, and that just took my health to a whole nother level. I just found it so much more nutritious and filling than just grabbing a bit of toast on the door out the way in the morning, or when you want that sugary muffin or something at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was just such a health upgrade for me. So then my husband started noticing the difference and said, hey, whatever you're on, I want some of that too. He'd had a really bad accident quite a few years ago. He had a lot of pain issues and PTSD. So he was on quite a bit of medication, and he started on the capsules and the shakes. And I'm happy to say he's now on no medication at all. He's come off his antidepressants, and I actually have a fairly reasonable human being back in my house again, which is just fantastic. So my two boys were on the free product. They were getting the chews, and my youngest one, he only ate bananas. He ate his vegetables, but the only fruit he ate was bananas. And he went on the chewies, thought they were great, just like a lolly. And within a short time, he was going to the fridge for carrot, cucumber, apples, melon. His whole palate's changed now, and he eats a much wider variety of fruit and veg. So, and I'm happy knowing that he's getting 17 fruit and veg in him every morning. It's just a no-brainer for me. But I think the clincher of all of them was my 13-year-old. For anyone with teenagers, you know how unwilling they are to do things that mum suggests is good for them. And so he was quite sporadic about taking his chews. And after I was away for a few weeks last year, when I came home, his eczema on his hands and feet had got really bad because he hadn't been taking care of himself. And I said to him, come on, mate, just take your chews every single day. I didn't want him to go back on steroid cream or other things that we tried. So for 3 weeks, he took his chews every single day without fail. And he came to me after a little while and he said, Mum, look at my hands and my feet. My eczema has all gone, and it just all cleared up. And he said to me, and look, as an extra bonus, my acne's all gone. If you've got 13-year-olds, you know how much they get upset about acne. So to me, it's our health insurance. We'll take it for life. We love it.
Oh, incredible. Thank you so much, Angie. I love that. Yeah, just incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'd love to go across to Tamara. And Tamara, if you could I'd love if you could just share, you know, what Juice Plus has done for you, you know, what life was like before and what it's done for you, hun.
Sure. Look, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we basically essentially started taking it for our children. We have children with autism, so they're very limited sensory-wise when it comes to food. So getting fruit and vegetables and things like that into them is not an easy task to do. So we were basically wanting to use it to bridge the gap, so to speak, for our little boys. But what we found is their palates are definitely changing. Like Ange was saying before, their palates are definitely changing. They're looking at foods differently now. They're starting to smell things a bit more. They're starting to essentially investigate foods more than they would ever have thought to. But they're also their general health has been a lot better as well. A lot of people around us have had colds and flus of late, and quite a nasty virus went round with some children having vomiting, diarrhea, all of that sort of thing. My kids, all 4 of them, actually only got a temperature with it. So from what I can tell, their immunity has risen to a point where their body is able to cope with any sort of virus that's going to enter their body, and their body's going to react with something like a temperature, which is the body's natural reaction to bacteria and things like that being inside of it. So for me, I think that their body's reacting in that way shows me that the Juice Plus is giving them everything that they need on that molecular level, so to speak. as for myself and my husband, we've noticed just little things like we're not cranky as much. We're not yelling as much. We're not, just all sorts of little things, maybe a bit more intimate with each other too, because we're feeling better. We're on so many levels. It's affecting us and our family in so many ways. And the thing that really excites me about the product is I'm a doula, and it's something that I'm going to be able to pass on to my clients, and especially with leading up to birth. Like, you really need to be at your best nutritionally when you're leading up to birth and going into that marathon of having a baby, because it is essentially a physical marathon to push out a baby. So yeah, I'm really excited for what it's done for my family, but I'm super excited as to what it's going to be able to do for my clients and where they're going to be with postnatally and birth wise with them as well. So yeah, excited, happy.
Awesome. Thanks, Tamara. I'm taking over from Tennille now. We're getting it flowing. So I love hearing your story. I love seeing you have the changes that you've made in your family over the last couple of months, and your story blows me away every time. I even have my 13-year-old daughter going, watch this, it's going to help with your skin. And she's a little bit, just because mum's told me what to do. But anyway, it's time to switch gears, everybody. My name's Karen Moody. I'm a health educator and holistic therapist. And what I love about Juice Plus is not just the products, but the amazing business that's behind it. And I just wish I'd come across this business and this business structure a lot earlier, as I'm sure most people, once they get started, go, oh, where was this like 20 years ago? But anyway, I just wanted to demyth a few things because I get a lot of questions coming to me. So I'm going to talk a little bit about traditional business. Most people who have been involved in traditional business, like myself, when I went to university for 3 years, I studied health education. I came out with a nice debt at the end of it as well. But then I went to work in a community-based organisation. And it was, I hope you can see this, a structure just like that. Now, working in the community, it really doesn't matter, but the structure is the same. So we had a board of directors up here. I should have learned to abbreviate. Learn a board of directors. And then each department had its own head, kind of like team leaders. And then I was all the way down here. I was actually integrating children with disabilities and from non-English speaking backgrounds into childcare centres, and I got to have a lot of fun. But really, I was given a position or a job which I was told how much I was going to get paid, how many hours a week that I had to work, when I could take holidays, when I had to apply. I even had to go and get a medical certificate if I was sick. And some days, if you're really sick, trying to get to the doctor to get a medical certificate, that's really, really tough. So this is the positions that, a lot of people in this type of working environment or this model have to do through. So it's all about how much hours that you have to work. And I actually went into, when I had my children, I was fortunate enough to have done another degree in massage therapy. And so I started working for myself. But what I enjoyed about being my own boss, I still didn't have that freedom or the leverage that I was really desiring, not only for myself, but for my family to be there. So I was still trading time for money, basically. But the only thing is, I didn't get sick pay, I didn't get holidays, and it was a lot of stress, a lot of stress. So what I'm going to share with you is about this business model, why I love it so much, is it's flipped on its side. Oh, sorry, upside down. Got to get this right. And really, everybody has exactly the same opportunity. And it doesn't matter whether you're a mum or a dad, a grandparent, you're just out of school. It doesn't matter whether you've got a degree or no degree. Everybody has exactly the same opportunity. And it really depends on why you really want to do this. And, it doesn't matter whether you earn a lot or a little. Everybody benefits in this business. And that's what I love as well. So down the bottom here, we have the starting position, which we call VF, or virtual franchise. You buy your own virtual franchise. This is the model we're looking at. And it is $165. Now, what that $165 does, it gives you your own website. It gives you access to all the trainings. There's amazing support. There's systems. And really what it should be doing is having at least 3 zeros behind it, because the value that you get is amazing. So $165, guys, and you have your own business. And then as you work up the levels, you get pay rises, and really are a teaching business. And what we're aiming to do, well, some people aim, some people don't. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. But this top position here is called National Marketing Director. But what the difference is, for example, in traditional business, if there was a promotion going, you'd have several people going for that. But what this is that there's unlimited abilities to get into different promotions, and you're actually helping people move up the ladder. And this is a teaching business. So we get paid direct proportion of the amount of people that we help and the lives that we change. And I just think that there's absolutely amazing, because, in traditional business, you're only limited with what you've got as 24 hours in a day. And if you're working on an hourly rate, how many people can you see, or, in your job that you get to speak to? But in this business, you get to impact the lives of many, many people. And as the stories that we've just heard from both Ange and Tamara, you can't get that anywhere. It's priceless. So that's the business model. And with it does come a little bit of misconceptions, because a lot of people go, well, I don't have enough time. I was one of these people. I don't have enough time. I was already a busy mum. I already had my own business. But really, you can build a really successful business on a minimum of 15 minutes a day. And that's how I got started in the first couple of months. I now do a couple of hours a day, but my goals have changed. But really, kids at sport, I used to sit on my phone, send out a few messages, contact a few people. There was a couple of hours every week that I was just sitting doing nothing while my kids were doing sport. So I was like, okay, well, where can I optimize this? So that's how I built my business at the beginning. So we can throw time out the window. The next one is sales. I'm no good at sales. Well, that's great, because we don't want people to be salespeople. We want people to be themselves. We want people to share the excitement. We want people to share stories, share their personal experience. I've got no idea if this can help you, but what if? And we just share stories, stories that you've heard on the line tonight. How many people would say that they know someone whose kids don't eat enough fruits and vegetables and would love their kids eat enough fruits and vegetables? How many people already know somebody that, is suffering from diabetes or cancer, are struggling to lose a bit of weight, or they're coming off blood pressure medication, or they're just wanting to be better? You've got no idea. It's just referral marketing, which is fantastic. So throw that one out the window. Next one is I don't know enough people. Yeah, I was like that as well. Oh no, I don't really know that many people. But really, you don't need to know a lot of people. Like I just said, we all know at least 1 or 2 people that we can share and love these products with, just as if you would recommend the most awesome latest movie, or, where the latest best coffee is, or, the best juice bar. Everybody loves recommending, and people love to hear personal recommendations as well. So don't know enough people, if that's great, we can rip that off the list. And, oh, the last one, the huge one, skills. I can't do this. I don't have the skills. Like I mentioned, it doesn't matter whether you're a mum or a dad or a grandma, whether you've got a PhD, you've got a university degree, or whether you've never, you dropped out of school. Everybody gets the same training. There is a proven system, and you just plug it in, and if you follow the system, you've got amazing opportunities. And we don't discriminate in this business as well. We love everybody. So throw that out the window. So there a little bit about the business model. Like I mentioned, it's a teaching business. Definitely, can throw these excuses out. I think that if you're really wanting to look outside the box, so to speak, this is an awesome opportunity to look at. And we're actually going to pass it straight over to Michelle now, who is going to show you the most exciting part, and that's how we get paid. Who loves money? I know I do. So take it away, Michelle.
Hi everyone. Yeah, my name's Michelle. I'm a mum of two. I've got a 9-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl. And I was introduced to this business model probably 2.5 years ago now. And I didn't really get it to start with, and I didn't do it properly to start with either. So I wouldn't recommend that you follow my path. But I'm going to get to talk to you about the most exciting part, which is how we get paid. So firstly, we we're talking about referral marketing. So, when you go to a restaurant and you take a photo of your food and put it on Instagram and say, go there, whatever, I'm pretty sure that restaurant doesn't, put some money in your bank account for doing that. You don't log in and check your bank account and think, oh yes, I referred 20 people to go to that restaurant and now I've been paid for it. That just doesn't happen. But that's what happens with our business. We just connect the product with the customer, and the company just ships it directly to them. So wherever they are in the world, I've got customers in the UK, New Zealand, now Greece, and I haven't had to physically hold any stock in my house. They just send that and I get paid. We also get like a commission on top of that. So I'm going to show you some of the levels that we go through, but we can get sort of like a 4% commission through to 14, I think it is, % commission, depending on what level we are in the company as well. But the most exciting part is the bonuses. So hands up anyone who gets bonuses in their normal jobs. I used to. I worked in an investment bank for 10 years in London. And we used to do like performance reviews and things like that towards the end of the year in like November, December. And then our bonus would be in our bank in January. And I kind of stupidly got to rely on that bonus. And I used to rack up all my credit cards and everything and do holidays all throughout the year and then think, oh, awesome, the bonus will come. What happened? The GFC hit. And so my bonus went from being a really good bonus to a quarter of what it normally was. And I was like, oh my God. So most people don't get bonuses. My husband works in sales. He occasionally gets a little bonus, but it's nothing, the days of having some companies would pay like an extra paycheck in a December or something like that, a Christmas paycheck. So that doesn't happen anymore. So what's cool about this company is that where the money that's turning up in your bank account basically is indication of how many people that you've helped and shared the products with. So I'm just I've got a little board here. I'm just going to we've got a few different little levels in the company. You don't really need to know what they mean, but we all start off down the bottom here as a virtual franchisee. So like, the girl said, you basically that doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a nurse, or whoever you are, everybody comes in at that same level and everybody's got the same opportunity. And you've got the opportunity to earn $100 in your first 10 days in the business. So because it's a teaching business, the next level is SDBF. Sorry, my writing's really appalling. And if you get to that level, you get a $400 bonus. And because it's a teaching business, the person who taught you also gets a $400 bonus. So, everybody's supporting you. It's not like in traditional business where you're all kind of competing against each other. With this, you've got a vested interest in helping that person be the best that they can be. So the next level is SC. That's the level I'm at the moment. And so if you get to that level, you get a $600 bonus. and the person who taught you gets a $600 bonus. And that just means that you've taught a couple of other people how to do what you do. So they'll put some money in your bank account for that as well. The next one is SSC. When you get to that level, it's a $1,200 bonus and $1,200 for the person who taught you. And then QNMD, you really don't need to know what these mean, and I didn't have any clue until I got going. A $1,500 bonus, and the person who taught you gets $1,500. And then the pinnacle position is NMD, as the girls said. When you get there, you get $3,000 bonus. And because the person who introduced you is probably earning quite well by then, they don't get a $3,000 bonus. But the bonuses only go up from there, and there are some more positions above that, and the bonuses go up to like $10,000. So it's real, and it's amazing, and it's doable, and there's people in our team that are just absolutely killing it. So yeah, and at the end of the day, it makes you feel good to know that you've helped that many people. When you see your check on the 10th of the month arrive in your account, you can think back through all the people that you've helped, that you might have, helped someone fall pregnant, or you've helped someone get off medication, or, for me, it's really rewarding to hear the stories that go behind those figures turning up in your bank account. So I'll pass it back to Tennille.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm loving hearing all this and the stories. It's still, it gives me goosebumps as well. And that's it. It's like this gift we've got wrapped up, whether it's product or business, to be able to be something for someone, whether it's dreaming again, staying home with the children, traveling, product, some amazing stories we've heard. So I'd love to go across to Lisa, and if you could just share exactly, what this business has been for you, and what you hope it to be. If you could just share your story, I'd love that. Thank you, Hun.
Hi. Yeah, what I really love about the business is what the lady said before. You don't have to know anything about it. So I was really scared when I was presented with the opportunity to go on the business. I was like, I don't know anything about health. I can't do this. I'd worked in finance for 15 years and I got stuck in finance because they paid really well, but I did work really long hours. So when I had kids, I didn't want to go back to work. I wanted to stay with the kids. And my husband works in mining, so we've moved to a mining town so he doesn't have to do FIFO. But again, we're missing out on putting the kids through good sports and being with family. So once I took the products, I was just like, this just makes sense and this needs to be shared, and I can do that. And I've always wanted to help people. So I joined the business, and a big tip for me was when my friend's husband quit smoking after a couple of weeks of being on the products, and he's still not smoking 4 months later. So I've fulfilled helping people with this business, and I'm also now earning an income that I can financially contribute to my family to hopefully get us back home one day, and we don't have to be stuck out in a little mining town forever. So I'm just really thankful that this opportunity is for everybody, and I'm so thankful that I've stepped up and given it a go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love your story, and I'm so excited for you in the future with your family, and lots of exciting times ahead. So super exciting. And I'd love to hear from Jo, if you could just share your story, what Juice Plus has been for you, what the business, attracted you to the business, and how are you going?
Thanks, Tennille. My little one's just woken up, so I don't know how this is going to go, but we'll
roll with it.
So I jumped in about 7 months ago, and I started taking the product as well as starting the business side of things. And it was actually the business side that ultimately I was attracted to, because a couple of months before that, I had quit my job of 8 years. And the reason I quit my job was that I was in a career, and it's a pretty likely trend through my life. I've just always worked and saved and travelled, and never really knuckled down to a career as such. My husband and I have travelled and worked, and that's just been our life. And then 7 years ago, I had my first child, and at that time I was working in a real estate office, and I thought to myself, oh my goodness, I have to settle down now. it's real. I've got a child to look after. This is my responsibility. And we just can't be jumping around and moving around from country or around Australia anymore. Anyway, fast forward 7 years, I was in a job that I detested. I was stressed. It was a really negative environment, and I found myself working full time for someone else, getting told what I'm worth, climbing the ladder, but also bringing home a huge amount of stress and work. And I worked through both of my maternity leaves with both girls just to secure my job because I was so scared someone would take it. So anyway, 7 years on, I had my second child. She was 1 at the time, and yeah, I just threw it in. My husband's FIFO as well, and I just thought this is not aligning with my values at all. My girls are in daycare, they're in vacation care, they're in after school care. I'm spending like a couple of hours with them a day. On the weekends, we're so busy getting jobs done. And so I did throw it in, and I just felt like it was the right thing to do, and something would show up that would lead me in the right direction. And this showed up, and it really hasn't disappointed. I've really grown as a person. It's allowed me to be a better mum. It's allowed, I'm making as much as I was doing part-time work, and I'm hoping to surpass my full-time wage this year. And it's allowed me to dream again. I had really settled for mediocre, and that's pretty sad when you look at your life and you think this is going to be it for the next 20, 40, 50 years, who knows? And you know, both my husband and I weren't happy. And so the ultimate dream for this business for us is to retire my husband out of FIFO work so he can actually come home and be with the girls as well, and we can be united as a family, because really we see each other here and there, and we probably spend more time on FaceTime and Skype than what we probably should, but that's the only way that my husband sees the girls. So for us, we've got really big dreams, and really, if not this, then what? And I don't have the answer to that. It is this, and we're just going to make it work. So yeah, that's my story. Thanks.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you just brought up some good points there as well. To a lot of us, most of us, family is the most important thing, and it just seems crazy to be able to have to go away all the time to work, and then see that your only loved ones through a screen and whatnot. But if there's a better way, why not look into it? And I just urge you today, after listen to these stories, is just asking what if. And that's exactly what I did. I put it off for 6 months because I had all these stories going on in my head, and I went, oh, what if, $165 to get started, and I could earn that back really, really quickly, like in a few days. I was like, okay, I'm just going to follow this system. And then magic has happened. I'm now able to stay at home. I don't miss out on magical moments. I'm a single mum, so it's important for me to be there for my daughter. Awards and swimmings and carnivals and all that sort of stuff, especially while she wants me there. There might come a time when she doesn't want me there. I'm going to, lap it up all now. So I get to work from home or anywhere really, and travel and whatnot. So, speak to whoever invited you along today and get your questions answered, and just be open and just ask, what if, but I just love to leave this with you. There's a few things that I love. I love waking up with purpose and passion now as well. And actually, I'm a mum, but I'm also a woman now that is empowered and learning and growing every single day. And I get to be the best person I can be, and grow every single day and be a great role model for my daughter. And that's really important. And we've got 3 great mantras in our team. I'd love to share them with you before we wrap this quick webinar off. And the first one is, you're a blessing in our tribe, whether you do a little or a lot. We'll love you for where you're at and what you want this business to be. And we're here to help, support, and empower you as well. And the second one is, go at your own pace. This business is your own independent franchise. We're here to, as a cheerleader, we're like your PT taking you to the gym. But it's up to you. You go at your own pace. We're here to support. And the other third thing is, you're acceptable as you are. It doesn't, as Karen was saying earlier, it doesn't matter what background you have, whether you have a PhD, whether you're a doctor, nutritionist, whether you're a mum, whether you've just graduated, whether you've just dropped out of school, you're a grandparent, whatever, you're acceptable as you are, and we're all on the same plan. So I love this opportunity. I'm super excited and grateful that I took this and just roll with it and followed exactly what I was taught. So, you know, it's your up to you to become something, a part of something that's spectacular. So hope you'll have an amazing day. Please get your questions answered so you can get clear. Give this a massive yes or a no, completely up to you, but please, you know, be educated with your decision. Hope you have a magical day. Thanks, guys.